What's up? My name's Tim. This is how I made the beat that got 10th place in the last Kenny Beats Beat Battle. There was something with the votes, so maybe I didn't get 10th place if those 4 people didn't submit after already winning. But, figured I'd make this anyways. So here's my beat. I made some slight changes to it since the battle, but I didn't save the original one, so we'll just roll with this. It's mostly just in the vocal chop.
Loudest.
So yeah, that's the beat. First thing I did was when I found loaded the sample up, and I think I just accidentally chopped it this way. It ended up working out really well, where I just had this. And I thought, the sibilance in the first part sounds kind of like a hat, and then the second one just, it's a second beat, so it's just 1 2 1 2. But I like doing more percussive stuff with the vocal samples. I think it kind of gives you more freedom to flip stuff and actually, use the sample in a way that's integral to the beat rather than kind of using it as like a pluck or a chord or whatever. And plus I really love stuff like MF Doom's Pooput Platter, where you've got all these kind of samples rolling around and kind of interworking with each other. So I thought this would be a fun thing to try. After that, I thought the keys should come on this downbeat with this, with this and I just came up with these chords. And the only really significant thing here, I made it in major because it's kind of like a goofy sample, but also I threw in this G sharp here for this chord to add another chord that's out of the key but is also major, so it kind of sounds like double sweet or double major in some way. I thought it just kind of adds like a fun little almost jazzy sort of major thing. Next thing I did was I just added in the drums, and these are really basic. The kick pattern, pretty straightforward on 1 and 3, and then you've got this the and of 4, you've got this one here, and so you can hear here, this kick is just a shortened version of the other one. If you're playing it on like an MPC or something, you'd kind of have that shortened version. So I just wanted to add that in to kind of give the feel like it's an MPC, but my desk doesn't have enough space for my keyboard right now, so I just kind of simulated it. The snares, really basic. The hi-hats, I did a similar thing where you've got 4 hi-hats, but then this one is a shortened version of this, so you've got and it just adds the same sort of MPC feel. And then also in here I just added this little glitch, and I thought that just adds something a little bit fun in the rhythm, so it's a really straightforward drum beat that doesn't take away from the rest of the beat and allows the rest of the beat to shine, but still adds a little bit extra just to give it an extra bit of feel. Next thing I did was I took my P bass, it's in the back there, and I used a pick for this because I thought on the downbeats with this kick, it would sound good to have sort of a plucky sound. I don't usually play bass with a pick, but for this I thought it made sense, so I went. And pretty basic, just kind of followed the chords. Yeah, so from there, I added a few more vocal chops. I think some of these were made after I submitted. For the most part, it was just this part of it. Going through up until here where I added the guitar solo. And this part, it has this sample here. And so I like this on the downbeat. It's kind of got that extra excitement. The body and the yeah, it kind of sounds more like a different, chop. It kind of mixes things up and also adds a little bit of excitement. And then I just add a really basic guitar part. And I really like how Steve Harvey, you can hear it just kind of adds a little bit of rhythm almost with the vocal, and I love that. And then for the next part of the guitar solo, I actually moved it. This is something I thought was cool. I didn't plan to have it on the ands of the beat, because this is on the downbeats, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. But this one comes on the and. 1, 2, and. And that actually wasn't recorded like that. I threw it in here, and then I realized it kind of sounds boring just doing the same thing for the first part. So rather than having the only difference here is between these two parts. And I thought that one note wasn't different enough to really mix it up. So I thought adding, moving it over a little bit could sound really cool and almost make it like a part B and a part B1 or a part, B2, whatever. And I think that adds, Kenny always talks about adding different sections and, adding little changes, adding stuff, taking away stuff. And I think this is a good way to do it. Just, really switching it up from your second part of the part B while still keeping that, 8-bar structure from these 4 and these 4. And then the last part is just part A. Again, but I added some different drum stuff. So I added this little fill with with some perks, this clap thing. And then took the kicks out at some points, or took the snares out over here. And I thought that just, again, added a fun little rhythm thing that makes it so that it's basically the same as this part A, but it actually switches it up a little bit, so it's like a part A2 again. And then the other thing I did that I thought added just a little bit something, because this beat has to be under a minute, and mine was just about a minute. I think it was like 55 seconds or something like that. I thought it'd be a cool way to end on the third section of the bar. So you've got, here's one section or one, I don't know, bar, if you want to call it, in the section. And so you've got 3 of them rather than 4. And so I think the way that it ends up ending on here with this, I think the way it ends on that second to last chord rather than coming to a full end kind of makes it seem more like, a segment of a beat that ends up being longer. So that way when he ends up hearing it and you submit it as a 1-minute beat in a beat battle, it's your mind kind of fills in the rest of it, or just ends in a cool and interesting way, so you want to go back and listen to it again. So again, here's the three bars here. So you've got your first bar, and then your second one, third one. Yeah, so it ends on kind of an unusual time, but I thought that was another nice little addition. So yeah, for the most part, the big takeaways for me when making this were, one, using the vocal in this way where it's kind of a rhythmic thing and then you chop it up from there, and using it to kind of supplant a melody of some sorts. 2, I would say just having this ABA structure, but where within those ABA you're still mixing stuff up. And then 3, just kind of having this major chord progression that keeps the goofy, Steve Harvey sample keeps it lighthearted and all that. So yeah, thanks for watching, and hopefully took away something from this, or hopefully you just throw me a subscribe and I make a few more beats. But yeah, see ya.